minutes. Well, this is very, very similar to that fight last week in which Chick Calderwood, the British light heavyweight champion, was well out in front after 9 rounds and then got a cut eye and was stopped in the 10th with only about a minute and something left. And lost, of course. So, out for the 9th. Rudkin now very heavily patched over the right eye. And Vega obviously feeling that with a little bit of real effort here, he might be able to finish this. Look at that eye. It really is bad now in the 9th round. And there's still more than halfway of this round to complete. Austin O'Connor looking very anxiously at it. The British champion in really dire straits here. A minute to go at this round. I think Alan Rudkin or his corner are going to come in for some criticism for going in all the time to Vega, when really what he ought to be doing is staying away, working behind his left hand and keep that right side of his face away from trouble. But he seems almost determined to get into clinches with Vega. And the heads clash again. Vega's face itself now beginning to look quite marked. It's been a hard battle between these two. There's the bell to end the 9th. Now 3 more minutes to go. Is he going to make it? Terrible sense of urgency about this corner now. They all bend over him. Freddie Hill, his brother Peter Hill from the right-hand side there, and Bobby Neal, the manager, leading in through the left-hand side of the ropes. Rather symbolic figure 10 being held, and Austin O'Connor once more moving in to see. And once more moves away, satisfied that the corner have handled it all right. And so Rudkin now is coming up for the final 3 minutes of this rather desperate contest against Raul Vega of Mexico City. And here he is. I'm sorry we haven't given you more of a look at him in the last few rounds, but as I said before, the drama has been in the other corner. Now then, can Rudkin make it? Can he get through the last 3 minutes safely? Rudkin is absolutely smeared all over his forehead and right eye with grease. 2 minutes left. Minute to go. Well, I don't suppose young Rudkin has ever fought a more desperate 3 minutes than this. Not even with fighting a rider of Japan. .30 seconds. He's going to make it. And there's the bell, and he came through it. And now we wait for Austin O'Connor, and it's Rudkin on point. Rudkin wins that fight against Raul Vega of Mexico City. On point after coming through from the 7th round with a very, very badly cut right eye indeed. And although one, of course, must say well done Rudkin, I think one also ought to say well done the Rudkin camp, particularly trainer Freddie Hill, who did the work on the eye, because he really did a good job on it. And the sombrero's being passed around. Rudkin gives a smile. It's the first time he's smiled in 40 minutes. And Vega has presented him with a sombrero. So I'm afraid he's got one rather pleasant souvenir of the fight, which is the sombrero, and a very unpleasant one, which is the cut over his right eye, which is certainly going to hamper his training for his fight with Walter McGowan. Tremendous scenes of enthusiasm here for Rudkin, and I'm not surprised. So it's a good performance to come through there with that terrible handicap. I think he might have tried to keep it at long range a bit better, but it's perhaps a bit silly to say that now as he's come through safely. So a win for Alan Rudkin, rated the number 4 challenger to the world champion, fighting Harada. And I am going to try and get a word, if I can, with Bobby Neal, his manager, to see just how bad that cut is, and to see if Bobby can tell us how it's likely to affect his training for the McGowan side, if I can. But it looks to me as though Bobby Neal is too anxious to get Rudkin out of the corner and back to the dressing room, and perhaps that's not surprising. Further repairs might well be needed on that eye, and so they'll probably want to hustle him away pretty quickly, and Bobby Neal, I suppose, wants to get away with it. Coming out against Bisbal of Spain, Alan Rudkin, only recently dethroned as the British